Broads Media.
Strider, Strider, Strider. This team cracked 24 hours ago. I'm not shocked at all at the result. Of course they were going to win. I told you to book it, seal it, deliver it. This was an automatic before first pitch. I'm not afraid of Spencer Strider coming to this ballpark when he doesn't win in this ballpark. When it is October, they constantly get to him, and I know they weren't scoring runs early, but there was so much value for my morale knowing that two base runners were getting on with one out. You keep applying that pressure and eventually you will score. So you were getting his pitch count high. I think it's hilarious that he challenges Nick Castellanos with that fastball for Nick's second home run of the day. Which, hold on a second, let me get this straight. He did that 2 times in back-to-back games, hitting 2 home runs in the night. Hold on a second.
Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever.
Oh, man! Oh, Spencer Strider's day wasn't good enough. I'm sorry. It was fine, but 5 2/3, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, and 3 walk batters. But one was an intentional walk. Okay, remove the intentional walk. And are you kidding me? You don't trust Spencer Strider to go up against Bryce Harper? I thought this guy was all money. I thought this guy was so damn electric. Let me see you lead on a lead again. Oh, wait, hold on a second. They already happened this series, and it resulted in a fucking piss missile to the stands. I love this team to death. Nick is on fire. The dude's arrogance is so cocky, but when you thrive, it's insane. Trey Turner, 4 hits. He hits a home run too. And I hate to admit this because I'm actually a little scared, but when Nick tied the game up 1-1, that's another big red flag on Spencer Strider today. As soon as the Braves thought they had something, he automatically gave it up. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. If I read him his stat line before the game started, and I said, this is what you will finish with when your season's on the line, your team desperately needs you. You give up 3 solo shots, and you don't get a full 6 and 7 hits and a few walk batters, and the intentional walk isn't the difference or not, and what that stat line reads, it just cracks me up. It cracks me up that they were afraid of him. Of course they were afraid of him, because he's one of the best specimens to walk planet Earth. Did you see the way that he was celebrating in the locker room? Did you see him and Kyle Schwarber hugging each other and Schwarber's gritting his teeth saying something in his ear? And oh my God, the t-shirt in the dugout, in the locker room, and they were celebrating and throwing beer everywhere and jumping up and down and singing as a team and advancing to the NLCS. No, it wasn't in the dugout. It was in the locker room when the playlist was going and Garrett Stubbs had a bunch of beer in his pockets and was wearing overalls. Not the dugout. It was when they were celebrating that they're going to go face the Arizona Diamondbacks for a chance to go to the World Series. And now you look at Citizens Bank Park as you have home field advantage, and here it actually is. This is something different. And you could tell that everybody in that dugout for the Braves, their dugout, because they didn't celebrate afterwards, so I can't speak about them celebrating afterwards because they didn't win, and they didn't even deserve to win game 2. Quite frankly, I'm pissed that it took us 4. We should have finished the job way earlier, and this would have been sweeter. Maybe I didn't have to sweat it out the same way with Rob making wild decisions, but I don't really disagree with his logic of going to Craig and going to Jose Alvarado because that pocket dictated it. That was the biggest high leverage spot. It might not always be the 9th, but whenever that does happen, I need our veteran savvy back end dudes, and that's what he did. At that point, yeah, you can make the argument for and against basically anybody else. I find it funny because on Twitter, why not Hoffman? Righties here, why not Hoffman? Hold on, weren't you the same person that absolutely criticized Rob not too long ago for going to Hoffman? Now he's the obvious. Now he's the no-brainer decision when he goes with Soto or goes with Strom. I had my personal opinion on it, and mine was probably the most bizarre of them all. I can't lie to you here. What I would have done was go to Kirkeren, because with all the names, I think he's got the nastiest stuff, but he's also not very polished. And, hey, rookie ball, A ball, double A ball, triple A ball. Here's the NLDS with the chance to move on. Here's the ball, kid. I get why he's not your first option. It's easy for me to make that decision on the couch. It's probably not the most logical one. Soto has been an all-star in this league, and he has closed a lot of games. Strom, he'll attack. He's not afraid of the moment. I'll give him that. You know, you have someone that will absolutely take the ball and go out there and lay it on the line for you. So, you know, he's a 50-50 guy for sure. We've seen the ugly match, Strom. But I get calling his name, especially when you see Soto up there. And, of course, there's a base runner that gets on. So, for the whole argument of, I can't believe Rob did this, I would have done that, you could do that for everyone when it's not your top weapons. It was bizarre. Can you do it? That's the question. Can you do it? And when they won game one with Ranger Suarez, similar deal. I don't know a manager that pops off like this with such savvy decision-making in playoff games. They work at a 98% clip. This is rare as hell. It's a buy-in factor from the team that everyone knows that Rob does it this way. They're prepared. They're focused. Nick is a dog, dude, by the way. I know I'm talking about the bullpen, but just picturing them all locked in going to the ballpark, I then thought of Nick Castellanos and his tear right now. Make it make sense to me. But the point I was going to make about being scared, when Nick tied the game up 1-1, so we did all that, by the way, by me wanting to make this point originally. Then I mentioned how Strider had a 1-0 lead. It goes 1-1, and it took me that much time to go full circle. I don't even know how much time that, now I'm even dragging it out even more, but it just kind of fascinates me that this is how my brain works. I'm just thrilled and pumped and stoked that we are going to the NLCS, and I haven't even talked about the opponent yet. You don't have to face the Dodgers. You see Arizona. We've had some games against them in the last couple of years and all, and whatever. We'll get to that point. I like the position the Phillies are in, but I was scared because I celebrated so loud, so intense. I don't know if my equilibrium was off, if that's even the right word in how you pronounce it, but when I stood up and started screaming F-bombs about 3 inches from my TV and swinging haymakers, double fist, you motherfucker! Like, I was going ballistic. I blacked out and almost stumbled and fainted, and I actually couldn't control myself, and I was banging into the wall. I must have got up so quick. I had so much coffee. I drank a quick, fat 16-ouncer, but I pumped it pretty quickly down, so it had more of a rush than the ones you sit on in the morning. I don't know what happened. I texted my wife like, yo, you got to come down to make sure I don't pass out or something. I had to sit on the couch for about 45 seconds with my eyes closed just to recalibrate. Like, that's how insane I was going for that Nick Castellanos homer. It actually scared me for the rest of the game. But I'm all right now. We're good. We haven't had any sort of side issues. Thank God for Zoloft. One hell of a drug. Dude, he challenged Nick. I just think it's hysterical that he wanted to reach back and pump fastballs and see if it would work. Sorry, we actually have power hitters. Our top dogs, they get it done. Acuna flies out to center field, and that wasn't as close to being a homer. And I'm not taking away from Rojas's catch. Kudos to you, dude. Come on, if I told you that that's the play you would make at CBP this year, you'd co-sign in a second. But at the actual time of the bat meeting the bat, or the ball meeting the bat in the barrel, I'm like, that's not going. It carried farther than I anticipated, but I did not think that that was out. What a great game. Huh? Whew. Hey, playoff baseball. They know how to make it very stressful, especially when you think you let Strider off the hook. But, of course, that wasn't the case because this Braves team, they were not focused. Arcia and Acuna are making gestures to the fans behind the dugout. You can't be doing that. This is a Major League Baseball game. With your season on the line, you're now chirping the guy in Section 103 that just spent $500, $600 a ticket to watch you play. Acuna's doing the zip it. Okay, and that didn't last very long because the Phillies tied it up instantly. That's what this team does. When you punch them in the face, they know how to respond. And when the Braves lost Game 3, and not just lost Game 3, they were destroyed. Their organs were ripped apart, and their body were just into a billion pieces. We didn't just win. It wasn't just a baseball win. It was the way the win happened. And it was the obliteration. And it was the, oh, damn, hold on a second. We have to save our season there tomorrow? Yeah, we're toast. We're toast. And RC is putting hands above his head and making faces like he's 4 years old. What type of winning pedigree is that? This team has been focused on a quote instead of the actual baseball game. Every single sign right now leads to what we're witnessing right now. And it all adds up. One team has a group of veterans that know what the end goal is, and they're not satisfied until they get there again. The Braves? I don't know. I don't know what it is. Their offense completely became non-existent. But that's also because you're facing a two-headed monster, really a three-headed monster. Ranger Suarez from the dead. My God. My God. 5 innings, 1 earned run? Okay, there were a few hits there towards the end, but when he needed a double play, got a double play. Like Ranger Suarez, dude, it's the patience and the calmness that I think actually throws off the other team. This guy's too poised. He gets screwed on a pitch, whatever. The next pitch, there's a ground ball that goes right back to his glove, and he does his nonchalant toss over to first base. Bryce Harper with the biggest scare of the night. Please don't do that to me ever again. People were trying to take screenshots of Matt Olson saying he didn't mean to do. Matt Olson is a pro. It's an inexperienced first baseman that ran over to first late and made it tougher than it needed to be and all that stuff. And, this was part of the risk that you take when someone plays a position that they're not normally accustomed to. And these are the uh-ohs that happen when that's the case. Nobody tried to do that. I promise you, Matt Olson did not try to do that. So here's Scott Lauber tweeted this out. The Braves slugged .521 against left-handed pitchers during the regular season. Ranger Suarez faced 23 batters so far in this NLDS and retired 20 of them, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 error. So that was during the game that was tweeted. How about when Rojas got robbed by Michael Harris? That should have dropped, and that could have been more runs to start a game. That ball off of his bat was .860 expected batting average. That's from Bob Wankel. Here's Matt Gelb talking about Ranger Suarez jumping up to 95.3 miles per hour to strike out Sean Murphy, which is his hardest pitch he's thrown since July. You want more? I can give you more. Because Ranger Suarez against the Rangers, yeah. Maybe. Against the Braves. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 6 innings pitched, no earned run. 5 innings pitched, no earned run. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Dude, this is one of the most dynamic lineups that baseball has seen. This guy grabs the ball and plays games with him. There's nothing here over 1 earned run an outing. That is mind-numbing. Your horses, I was going to say aces, so I went aces and horses. That your horses grabbed the ball and did dirty work. Reached back and became last year's starters. Which the ironic part is, it was rare to see them in that form for a lot of the regular season. All the Braves did, though, was focus on all the outside noise instead of actually competing on the diamond. Shame on them. Shame on them. And I don't really feel like going into the whole journalistic side of things. When the clubhouse is open to the media, anything you say is fair game. When there's media members in the room, you're on record. Nobody broke the code. Nobody broke anything. And if you're a serious contender, if you're a team that has real World Series aspirations and you have the talent to do it, do you get sidetracked by a quote or do you respond to it? Okay, so Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs. Where's Matt Olson? Where's Acuna? Where's Ozzie Albies? I thought Austin Riley and Michael Harris, maybe there's someone else that's slipping my mind, but those are the first 2 that come to my head for guys that I thought put together reasonable moments in this series. But other than that, it was all Phillies. No World Series contender gets distracted by their own quotes and a he said, she said, point the finger game of blaming others. How about you go play ball? How about you go hit home runs? Go smash. Arcia saying attaboy Harper is the difference in winning 1 round of baseball and getting annihilated for every inning except for 2? Ooh, it's a tough look. And now there's a lot of tough questions to ask there. They could do whatever at this rate every single regular season, but you don't become a threat until you prove it in the postseason. And I don't care that, well, they won a championship a few years back. Yeah, you're right. But the narrative has changed now. They're not winning against one of their own rivals in their division in the NFC East in the postseason, and we're not going anywhere. So the past is the past. And I love that I just said that because that's what I demanded Game 2 to be. The day after, on the day after show. The night of, I was devastated. I wanted to cry. But there's nothing you can do about it anymore. Go kick ass. Well, with the Braves, it's you can't kick the Phillies' ass, and we are in your heads. The fan base is. What's in my head all day long is my bookie because I think about winning cash, and I posted it all over social media yet again, pound Phillies money line. And if you want to keep up with putting green in your pockets when your money's on the line, choose a trusted sports book that gives you tools to win like my bookie. Listen to this outrageous set of odds that you have with the my bookie money bag. You can grab a potential Super Bowl front runner at long shot odds, like the Eagles and the Chiefs at plus 38,000. You won't find odds like that anywhere else. So just use promo code BROADS on your first deposit and receive up to $200 in cash. That's promo code BROADS to claim your cash bonus now. The link is down below in the description. Click it, sign it up, deposit, and get started because I'm telling you right now, we've been knocking it out of the park, and you'd be missing out, and I don't want you to be missing out if you don't sign up right now and join the fun. Also, if you're new to the channel here on YouTube, or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, make sure you subscribe on those as well and leave a 5-star rating, leave a review. It goes a long way. I love you guys to death, just as much as I love this Philly squad for everything that they've become this season. Did I miss anything here before we get to the phones? Walking the 7th, 8th, and 9 hitters was not a pleasant experience at all. He wasn't supposed to hear it. T-shirt. Just the getting to Strider early thing hurt. Stott taking a 3-1 pitch. I think it's funny sometimes when a game ends, and then I go back to my in-game quotes, and I see some of the things that I thought maybe I would mention that becomes irrelevant because there's so many other details that happens. But, like, I don't know, just none of this even is that great, I guess. But just counting the pitch count for Strider throughout the bottom of the first, or excuse me, the bottom of the first. Sorry, yes, bottom of the first. I should know how baseball works, huh? I only do this 162 times plus all the playoff games. I mean, I'd be an idiot. Not to mention all the postseason success. What a dope. What an idiot. We're the Philadelphia Phillies, and at this point in their franchise's history, they win big games. We have the best home field in sports currently, And it's so electric. It's so electric. I have to get myself to an NLCS game this upcoming series. I got family out in Arizona. They already started to hit me up. I had a former teammate of mine that lives in Arizona who hit me up last night when the Arizona Diamondbacks clinched and started talking smack. I say, and he hit me with the whole, it's just playing away thing. No. The stadium shakes. Stop it. Don't be dumb. Don't be doing things that other teams did. When others make mistakes, learn from it. Doesn't always have to be your own mistakes. You can be aware and you can study your surroundings from a distance. Don't do it. Don't start talking that smack. Braves fans thought this was a lock with Spencer Strider. Hey, let me tell you something. He hasn't beaten the Phillies this time of the year. He doesn't. Broach, he was hurt. I don't give a damn. There's enough of a sample size now. Broach, their offense didn't. Hold on a second. He lost again. He got smoked by Nick again. 2 times. 2 times. That was 2 times. 2 times. Isn't the playoffs top dog versus top dog? Is it? Is it not? The Phillies won that battle when Craig was on the mound, when Acuna was up at the plate, when Bryce was at the dish, when JT even added insurance in Game 3, so instead of 4-1, it was 6-1. That helped massively because we know about how many times we leave guys on every single time. Phillies advantage. So if Strider can't get Nick Allen, can't learn anything from a previous at-bat, this guy's wired different, man. He is. He's got it. He's got those genes. See what happens when you have multiple guys have those genes? I don't know if the Braves do right now. Got a lot of skill, but there's a lot of difference between skill and then the gene. They look lost. Let me tell you something.
Nick Castellanos has the biggest ball sack ever.
That's right. That's what the people say out there. Speaking of the people, let's go to the phones. More important than me. Let's do it.
Hey, Arcia. Hey, Braves. I've got a couple words for you. Bend them over. Woo! Man, we're going to go in and we're going to kick the D-backs' asses. I don't know about you, bros, but I about shat myself when Harper went down. But I tell you what, I saw him lifting that bottle of champagne up, and he is in it, man. He's not hurt at all. I think it was his funny bone. We're good, man, and we're going to go in, and we're going to sweep the D-backs, and we're going to the World Series, baby. Woo!
I think we're going to the World Series as well, but we'll get there, no doubt. The Bryce Harper thing was scary. I love the doctor Twitter. People start running to their phones and start running to their Macs and their iPads, and they say, well, if you see here, the ligament, of course, according to my calculations, it's the L delta chi phi C bone. And everyone's like, well, this guy Robert on Twitter who has a white lab coat on, happens to tweet something out, so I'll jump on it, please. Yeah, I had a heart attack. This wasn't a good day for me in regards to physical health, okay? I almost collapsed, and I think my equilibrium's off, and then I have to deal with Bryce Harper possibly being hurt. His natural reaction right from the rip was, you got to be kidding me. All right, he screams in pain, so there's that. He's holding his elbow that he just had surgery on. I don't know how anybody else doesn't go to a dark place. If you didn't go to a dark place, you're not human. I don't know what you are, or you just don't give a damn about the Phillies at all. This person tweeted me out. Prince says, this is at 10:25 when things were getting tight. My fucking heart is in my ass right now, dude. I said, I'd say this is one hell of a predicament. But that's where everybody was. That's where the emotions were. Okay, so I'm not going to go with the cliche, I felt good about this the whole way. Always easy to say that when you win the baseball game. I was uncomfortable for sure, but I wasn't panicked. My gut just told me that they are going to beat the Braves today. Everything I needed to know happened after Game 3. after game 2 to set up game 3. And with Nick and his confidence and his message, the eyebrow went up. And I was resting on the fact that this team's identity was always about having that response. But if they did it over and over and over again, I'd be a fool to not believe that that's what they are made of. So after game 2, so low. That was such a gut punch. That was so bad. It was so bad. Probably one of the most depressed podcasts that I did after a game ever. And I've been doing this for, 5-6 years now? So it had to have been one of the lowest, if not the lowest. And I gave them my heart. Because that's who they are. Bryce Harper with the slice of the neck after the home run. Ridiculous. All this guy does is produce magic. We love magic around here, especially when it results in mashing baseballs and the diamond being ran around by guys in white pinstripe jerseys or red pinstripe jerseys, probably a better way to explain it, and the powder blue. How much love was the powder blue getting? It should. It's one of the sexiest jerseys of all time.
Woo, 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 baby. Eat shit, Atlanta. Bend them over. Bend them over. Bend them over. Nick Castellanos. Pimping tanks. 450. Beautiful. Ranger Suarez, beautiful start. How beautiful was it to shit on Spencer Strider? That bum. That pussy. Fuck Spencer Strider. Fuck the entire Braves organization. We own those bums. All right? And bros, we got 8 more wins, baby. 8 more, and we're world champions. Go Phils, baby. Bend them over. Red October, bend them over.
Bend them over! Bend them over! Bend them over! Iconic, some would say. Some would say that goes up there with the Mona Lisa. That's right. You look at the Mona Lisa, then can you please step to your right and come into this room? Yes, it's soundproof. Yes. Step in here, please. Bend them over! And when you exit to your right, you could see King Francis III. He did this himself. He sculpted this. That's the type of tier that's on, maybe? I don't know. This is stupid. You know what's crazy to me? They just advanced to the NLCS. And I was probably more filled with rush after the killer beatdown. Now, maybe there's plenty of variables here, and I'm trying to figure this out on the fly. Is it because of how nervous I was, and that drained me? When it's home run, 10 runs, beating them down, it's nonstop jumping up, rally towel, Citizens Bank Park losing its mind. That's easy to be on 1,000. Was it sucked out of me a little bit because, I'm curled up into a ball watching the side eye, putting my hands over my face and looking through my middle finger, something along those lines, right? Is that what it is? Possibly. Or, and I'm leaning more towards this, I expected them to win. They were the better team, and they were showing it night in and night out. Ranger has stones. Spencer Strider does not have stones. He wasn't ready for 45,000 people to be on top of him like that. When he's running out just to get a warm-up in before he even took the mound. There's hecklers above the dugout going crazy, abusing him. Respectfully, just a boo, you suck, which is all fair game. I saw Braves fans complaining about it as if it's outrageous. What do you mean? You spend all your hard-earned money to go down to the ballpark in the postseason to be loud and cause ruckus, as long as you're not crossing the line. And, of course, you had the Braves bullpen bitch about somebody got him kicked out of the game or something like that. Doesn't it seem like what they focused on more was everything but baseball? But baseball? That's what it sounds like to me. And I guess I kind of found that out after Game 3. So heading into this game tonight, why I'm not feeling the same way I did after NLCS Game 3, or excuse me, NLDS Game 3. After NLCS Game 3, the Phillies will be up 3-0. That's a story for another day. I knew they were going to win. I said it. I said, Lock it up. Send it to who you got to send it to, because it's all she wrote. It was so obvious. So obvious.
And I'm here dancing on my own. Except we're not on our own. The whole city dances. Fuck you, Braves. Oh, broads, I don't know if my heart can take another game like that, but we did it. We put the Braves down again and on to the championship series where some snakes are going to get stepped on. Let's go, Phillies. Let's do it, baby. It's our year.
All right. You know what else the Braves are bitching about? I find this comical. I'm sorry for harping on it so much. But all the days off, look at the Dodgers. Look at all these teams that win 100-plus games. The wild card's such a problem. Go win. Shut up and go win. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut your damn mouth. Go play ball. If you stopped whining and you just played, you wouldn't be in this predicament, even though you probably would, because the Phillies can match it and some. They all rose to the occasion. What a world. What a damn world we live in. It's insane. All right, everybody, I love you guys to death. You know that. Go Phils. I'm so pumped that the season isn't over. Not that I ever had any fear, because, of course not. The Phillies own the Braves. This team next week is going to be so fun. So fun. Can't wait to enjoy it with you all. I love you to death. You're fantastic people. We'll be talking soon on the next one.